Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 235th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice, here on Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today along with Mark as a co-host. And we are hosting the members of the Universal Council and support members who will be presenting today's program. So let's get that up so that we can begin. There we go.
Hello, Rick. Hello, everyone. This is Jacob van Scharen. Please call me Jacko. I'm the UCM Dutch language, and it's an honor to be here with you all. We, the Universal Council, welcome you all, dear souls, to this One Nation, One Planet, One Race for Peace and Justice. Aan de Nederlandstalige en alle andere zielen op, in en om de aarde. To all the Dutch speaking and all other speaking souls on earth, in earth and above earth. Het is mijn diepste wens de schepper en de schepping te dienen. It is my deepest wish to serve the Creator and the creation. It is my honor today to introduce me a little bit. I want to start it with a little story called Responsibility. When I was a young boy, I was sitting in the church because my parents told me to. And I was looking around now and then, and I always saw the people so fascinated and so concentrated on what comes from the council. What later came to my mind is, what is these people moving? What are they really searching for? Is it the truth, what we all search for? Or is it sometimes that they just want to get rid of the responsibility? For me, it was very important when I grew up. My parents told me you are free to choose if you want to go to church or not. It was a point where I could not go anymore. It was the people who were there, of course they wanted the best, and I don't judge anyone, but they always put it a stamp. And I was really happy when I could choose myself, and I chose not to go anymore, because the creation of the Creator in a flower is more than what I found there. And again, I do not judge anyone, but what I want to say is trust your souls, because all the answers we're searching for are in our soul. Please ask for the knowledge. Be humble and honest and ask for the knowledge. If we do, and we ask for the experiences, we will learn to grow. And always never forget to say thank you in the end. If you got the answers or you got the results, and don't be astonished what will be. Because with everything that Mr. Keshe is showing us, is learning us, is teaching us, we go step by step in this direction, this path of own responsibility for our souls, so we can be the messiahs of ourselves. Next slide, please.
Jacob, you have to read the message. Jaco?
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity, of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are equal and all are as creators as they are created in the image of the Creator.
Thank you so much, Jaco, my dear Jaco. Thank you for your beautiful words. Beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you so much. So welcome to the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, my dear souls. As Jaco said, answer, question, or demand from the soul. So this is 1 minute of silence, my dear ones, as plasma is always in action. So we are in the level of consciousness or in the level of understanding that time doesn't exist, but we are. So here is the timelessness, you know, it's 1 or 2 or 3. There is always a level we are connecting. So the soul always does this, you know. Even you are not in silence, the soul is moving to another soul, connecting with another. So here's a 1 minute of silence, my dear ones, for the elevation of the soul of the 5+1 peace negotiators, the soul of the IAEA, all souls working for the peace in Vienna, the soul of humanity, the souls of the world leaders and the religious leaders of planet Earth. So here is the elevation, my dear one, which is continuously from eons now in manifestation, my dear ones, because of all of us doing this elevation. And the time starts from now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so, so much, beautiful souls, for being here, being present with the responsibility of all that is love, that is in existence. So thank you. Thank you so much. And now we can move to the next slide, my dear. Here is the wish. I request Moshfik, can you read the wish, my dear? My dear Moshfik? Hello, my dear.
I think he just dropped out, Sweta.
Okay, okay. Mark, can you read? Can you read the wishes? Beautiful. In your beautiful voice. Hello, Mark.
Certainly.
Oh, thank you.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls for the world peace and peace for all souls in existence, receiving the knowledge of the universe. That was the first wish.
Yes, I am present.
I am present.
And the second wish, we, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for the manufacturing, delivery, and deployment of the new universal enhancement systems across this planet. Our wish is our command. And of course, this has a huge implication on so many nations, these power plasma systems. The knowledge is here, the technology is here, and we're proud to be able to witness this elevation of the planet and its inhabitants.
We
So
are
these
present.
systems, yes, these systems, the technology is actually hidden into these systems.
Beautiful, my dear Mark. Beautiful. Thank you. And I am present.
I am present.
Yes, I also want to say that it's the wish is our command. Our wish is our command. As the mother says, commanding the children ultimately says, sit down, listen to me. This is good for you and it will be always. Are you listening to me, my children? And the children says, yes, mother. What you say? The mother always wants a good and prosperous life for his children. Abundance. So the mother says that understand the truth, my dear ones, who you are. You are my children. I nourished you with love and care. So do you have to behave with each other. And then you will be in the abundance. The love, accepting the truth is the only way. It is our nature, my dear ones. And the children says, yes, mother. And here mother chooses the route, peace road. Will you go? The children says, yes, mother. Because this is the intention of the mother. And the mother says, this is my command, dear ones. This is my command. This is the love I wanted to be with you. So this is what I will say, the command is also very necessary. And it is justified, as the mother says, because she knows as the time has come to say the children the truth, who they are. So she said to his children, my dear ones, sometimes, you know, we are surrounded with the condition that everything glitters, but it's not gold. But when the wood, you see, a rusted or a rusted iron or a wood or a thin plate of china clay, I will say, that was you, that is you, accept that. You know, then she started a story to tell his children, her children, that there used to be a lumberjack. You know, he cuts the wood from the forest and take it to the bazaar to make some money. And he was poor man, and daily he goes to the forest. And then one day what he done is he gone to the side of a river, and the river was flowing very harshly, and he was cutting a tree just in the banks of that river, and suddenly his axe dropped in the water of the river. And the poor man came down and just he was crying, like, I have this only axe, this is my only bread and butter, how can I do that, how can I progress without it? Suddenly from the river, the god of the river came out. Well, in India we say like that. The god of the river came out, and then he said, why are you crying, dear soul? Then the lumberjack said, oh, I lost my axe in the water. So the god has came out with a very golden and precious stones an axe, and he asked the lumberjack that, this is your axe? And the lumberjack said, no, this is not my axe. And then again he come with a silver and ornamented axe, and he said, again asked the man, this is your axe? The man said, no, this is not my axe. And then the god came with the original wooden axe, and the lumberjack said, yes, this is my axe. I will, can you give me that? Oh, beautiful, you have given me back my axe. So much life, so much living. And the god blessed him with all the gifts of love, like the axe with the gold and the axe with the silver to him. And then it came with the truthfulness of that lumberjack. The gifts came by accepting the truth. And when he with the axe, with the golden axe and silver axe and the wooden axe, the lumberjack was back to the village. And in the village, there was a crooked man, corrupt man, kind of, we see like every time. Corrupt man, he saw and he listened to his story, and he was so greedy. Then he also go on to the river bank and sat on the same tree and started cutting the branch. And the one is that he intentionally fell the axe in the water. And the god came out again and he said to the lumberjack, why are you crying? The lumberjack said, this is my axe fallen, the same as the lumberjack was before. Then the god came with the golden ornamented axe, and he asked the man, this is your axe? And the man immediately said, yes, this is my axe. So, and the god disappears, and he came without not even his own axe. He came back to the village, crying and shouting that I have lost everything, like that, So the lumberjack before was a truthful and honest man. He accepted the truth. That is not glowing, but that is the truth. So is the knowledge, my dear ones. It is so much truth that if you are in the knowledge, the gifts are on your way. As the mother says, always there is a gift, if you say so, my dear ones. An apple, a peach, a banana, whatever. Kind of that, a glass of milk, like that. So here I will say a cake. Here, well, we are in this knowledge, my dear ones, the knowledge of the universal creator. And we understand we are a giver. We are a giver. And we are here to serve, not to be served. So this is so natural as we are. So accepting the truth, maybe it doesn't glitter for some time. We don't need any glitter, but it is the truth that is. So it is. So as Marx says that, yes, the mother is in command and says that accept the truth, my dear one. See the truth. Maybe it is not glittering, but you can see it. And if you see it, if you understand it, it will create balance in you that you will be in the path of more gifts. So many of them. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, my dear ones, for listening me. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Rick, can we go to the next slide? Here is One City, One Center. And Stefania, are you here? Stefania will present.
Good evening, good afternoon.
Oh,
thank you, Sweta. That was really lovely. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you hear me properly?
Yeah. Now.
Yes, perfect. So welcome everyone to One City, One Center. And last week on the Thursday workshop was shared so much knowledge. I really recommend everyone to go and to see the workshop of the 445, the knowledge seeker workshop that Mr. Keshe does every Thursday. Oops, sorry, I got a dog here. He's not very happy. So sorry about the noise. Yes, so I would like to share, because it was very difficult. I wanted to pick up some different pieces, like 10-15 minutes to share with you. One connected with the One City, One Center, and the other one connected with emotion. But it was very difficult because there is so much knowledge shared in that workshop. So I really recommend you to go and to see him. I would like to share the first part. So Rick, I don't know if you can. I would like to share the 15 minutes, 15 seconds, 15 past the minute, when Mr. Keshe started to talk about the transmutation of the element, and this is connected with lens. I think it's very interesting, and we can share 10 minutes of there, and then I have more to share. Thank you.
Okay, you want it from 15 minutes, I believe.
15, basically.
Pardon me? You're breaking
it's
up.
15. It's very beginning.
Okay. Well, I can't hit 1515. It's a smaller video than usual somehow from the download, but okay, I'll start from 1502. That's the closest I can get. And so once again, this is from the 445th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of last Thursday, August 11th.
Spaceship Institute. We are back in to see, as I say usual, how we can add to the knowledge and share knowledge and maybe bring a little bit change to someone's life. The process of the teaching in the past few weeks with the presentation of the units, the energy unit and the gas unit, has brought a new phase to the work of the Keshe Foundation. In a very short while, we will introduce new systems which will be added to the collection of the enhancement unit, where we create conditions of life, maintaining life, and what we call being able to transmute life from one position to another. As all of you know, or most of you know, we have gone into the phase of the what we call transmutation, which means initially at Lynn Center we'll take an object, a person, a condition, and transmute it from one system to another in the center. We, as we said, looking for volunteers to be at the center for us to be able to start these tests of transmutation. Essentially, this will bring us the knowledge, confirmation of the knowledge, and confirmation of the development to see if we can transmute. We don't transfer anymore. It's not a back to the future, and is not whatever you call it. It's a transmutation where we transfer the essence of life, and with it, we carry the content of it. Up to now, we had the skin of the man, and the contents was the organ and the life and the soul within it. Now the soul is the envelope, and the body of the man, the content. In a way, we are stepping into a very unknown knowledge, but at the same time, we're stepping in the knowledge of the Creator. Known to the Creator, understood by the world of the creation. For man, will be very interesting. As I said to one of the knowledge seekers, the first man said the earth was round. They put him on the rope. Now, you can imagine if the clergy could get their hands on me, what they do if I tell them we transmute by the soul. But in any case, the man has become more open-minded. Man understands more knowledge, and man can see what I call the step in the development of the what we call the knowledge of the man in the dimension of the world of creation. For many of you, it's interesting to be able to do something or something I wish for. But it's not a wish anymore, it's a reality. Is what we said and what we are doing is that we go into the phase of transmutation, which means we transmute the energy. We don't transfer the body. To do this, you need a vast knowledge of the creation to be able to condition it that it takes shape in a correct way needs more knowledge. Not from us, but knowledge from knowledge seekers who work with us to understand it, to be able to carry it out, to be able to bring the change in next step in the knowledge of man. What this will do, what is important for us is when we carry the man, we carry all of it. It's emotion, confirmation of existence, it's memory. The memory in the world of the man is in the brain of the man. But what is the memory in the soul? How do we confine and bring the dimension of the memory of the soul in the dimension of the physicality of the man? In a way, for the first time, we allow the brain physical part of the man to connect to the brain energy part of the soul. This has never been understood. If we say that the soul remembers where the mother is to connect with, or where the father was 20 years ago when he died today that he can connect with, so memory of the soul exists. This is how it connected itself. This is how it gathered the energy. But go back to all the teaching. I made man in the image of myself. If man has a brain and a memory, so it has to be in the structure of the non-tangibility, in the dimension of the soul of the man. One of the biggest problems for the future development is to be able to carry the memory, the information of the soul when you carry it across. There's no use taking the man across when he has no memory who he is, what it is, what he's been connected to. And then at the same time, keep the connection between the memory of the man and the memory of the soul connected, the same, that you don't end up somewhere else having some information which is not relevant to the body you carried across, because the physicality is there. But at the same time, as the soul changes, when the body goes through the transformation to fit the environment, then what happens to the memory cell of the body of the man? What does this mean? Is that in the space when we land on the moon, there is no oxygen. Do we need the lung? There is no water to drink. Do we need the digestion system? There is no food. If you're going to live as a man of the moon, not taking food from Earth to the moon, in another position in the universe, what is the water here to us as a way of life is killing machine in that environment. So how does our body transfers from one to another in the process of the transmutation? To what extent man will understand this is like me dropping you in the ocean, in a submarine, and then throwing you out in a deep ocean out of the submarine. What happens to you? What would it be? Would you mutate? If I send you out of the submarine in a dimension of the physical man, you die. The pressures, lack of oxygen, give you a few seconds. But if I throw you out of the submarine in the dimension of the soul, you live. This is the difference. This is what is coming out of. If that dimension where you land in the ocean is a highly acidic area, you burn if you go in the dimension of physicality of the man. But in the dimension of the soul, your energy, you transmute, you adjust and connect to the energies from that acid that allows you to live. And you transfer this information back to the physicality, and the physicality instantaneously takes the shape which needed for you to survive in that position, where you see the shrimps living. Now you get to know the life, the way the shrimp in depths of the ocean in the acidic condition lives. You don't need thousands of years of mutation. The mutation comes out of the survival through the information, the energy of the existing life in the environment that is transferred instantaneously to the soul and the physicality of the man, which means you take immediately the shape, the dimension that you need to survive, your soul needs to survive in that environment. On Earth, adapting to a new environment, to a new way of food, takes millions of years, thousands of years. Through this, what we call evolution of the physicality, many die of cancers, of different things, because it cannot be adjusted. But you don't have that chance when you land in a new space, in a new position. What does this do? How much knowledge do we need to be able to go through this transmutation and transfer at the same time? The process, the understanding, the completion of the life has to be instantaneous. In the memory of the man, in the DNA of the man, we remember DNA changes, what is needed to. Now, the DNA change or RNA change in the energy level of the soul of the man has to instantaneously transfer into what we call DNA of the man at that time and position to convert to be able to survive. This is the only way that the man will become the true traveler of the space. Otherwise, you're welcome to the backward, to what I call ancient way of the traveling in the space through the one point to another through the UFOs. As long as the man sticks to a system, machinery, or a flying system like UFOs or your aeroplanes, you're still in the dimension of physicality, limitation of time, space, and position.
It's easy to go further, I guess, but Stephanie, you wanted to stop there, I believe.
Yeah, because as you said, it's very easy. As I said, it was very difficult one. There are so much knowledge to be shared. So I do really recommend, because this is the beginning when he explained what does it mean, transmutation. And obviously he's looking for many people to go to Linz to make this journey to be able, so they have a lot of people to be able to make this transmutation like a simulation flight. So I definitely invite everyone to go to Linz, anyone who can. I would like also to go a little bit forward for One City, One Center, the 2:29, 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 19 seconds. I don't know if you can go to that, because there he really starts to explain the meaning of One City, One Center, and that it starts to take shape and why it starts to take shape. And then we're gonna go forward a little bit, because it's gonna go then into the Mojan. So very, very interesting. So it's gonna start to talk more about the gas, the benefit of the gas system, and what this new machine they bring into society as a change. So here we can understand by supporting the Keshe Foundation and by supporting what Mr. Keshe delivering, we can understand what are the consequences, what are the changes that we can be part of for supporting the needs of everyone. So thank you.
They were in such a hurry to export food out of Ukraine, and the boat is still hanging in the ocean. Nobody wants it. Because the Russians are pushing it in the background. We allow you to ship it, but we don't allow you to sell it. Because most of these nations need us, and if they need us, they don't buy it. They just wanted to show to Ukrainian, snooker either way. And this comes when we start getting into, you got to understand very simply. Now when we offer this technology, the gas production to a nation, they become an energy producer. They don't need to bring anymore. And that is a massive saving for a nation. As I said, if you get China opening one coal power generator a week, which they did for years. They open one power station every week, coal-based. Now we've seen all of it. They are trying to close the coals, but it can touch the economy. But they import some of their coals from Australia, which keeps them on the limbo. They import the gases and the others from the other places. It keeps them in the limbo. And this will change the structure of the economy of a lot of nations. Selling gas and selling oil, now everybody has an oil well or a gas well in the back of the car. And this is the pattern of our work. And so we become a gas oil corporation work. And as I said to all of them, we want 50% of the income. And they say, Mr. Keshe, you're greedy. How come? I said, I want an upfront, and I want a share of the profit, and I want a user payment, which is like Microsoft, as I explained to all of the three of them up to now. You buy a software from Microsoft, well, license you pay monthly. So it's the same. You buy a technology of Keshe Foundation, you put it in the back of the car, you don't pay the fuel cost anymore, but I want so much per year for using my technology. This is my right. And then this finances the one nation, one planet, that we can provide facilities for those who can't pay. We can create more knowledge and technology. Now in negotiations with parties now talking to us on the governmental level, I'm not a naive guy. Don't forget, I've been in international business. I know exactly what I can ask and how I can push. You want my gas system. You're investing billions in other countries to ensure guarantee supply. Now you don't need to. It's your home. It's at your base. You produce so much electricity with it. You charge people for the electricity you produce. I want a share of it. Belongs to the Keshe Foundation. You produce my units to put in people's home, in a car, no problem. You make $100 profit, 50 is mine. Now, they don't care where you buy your television from, but the government sends you a bill for using television. You have to pay. I want that too, part of it. Because you're not paying any more gas bills, you don't pay any more fuel bill. I have set the basic structure of the one nation, one planet, one race. And it's coming up. But we tried it with the pads, we tried it with the pens. Now, this is a government. I worked in this level for 20 years. I know exactly where to push them at. And you will see it. The way I put the key out started with the African nation of Sierra Leone. The ambassador announced, I accept the key because my nation wants to have a difference. And I got the American president to beg for it. 8 months later, after he was re-elected, you see what will happen with the energy unit. You look at, there's a gas unit. Gas unit means trillions for the governments. Leading governments are running a problem with it. I signed the first contract, first understanding with one of the leading world nations that the technology is needed. The rest will run like a rabbit to get it. And he's got to pay for it because is not a privilege and a right. It's obligation to bring in balance. You watch. In the next few days, next few weeks, we announce one by one which nations are signing contract with the Keshe Foundation for the energy supply and the gas supply. And all of it goes to the foundation. I came with nothing, I'll go back with nothing, but I changed this planet. With science, technology, and understanding it. Watch the space who we announce have signed agreements for the energy supplies. In the next few days, we'll hear one by one, next couple of weeks. Any other question?
Maybe watch this spaceship.
Watch the spaceship.
That'll be the new saying. Watch this spaceship.
But it's a fact, it's the way it is. We played, we learned, we got the knowledge skills to understand. Now we share in a very big way. And this is what is our right to do. We develop the technologies, Keshe Foundation is our right to see our wishes becomes reality for our followers. Don't expect anything from the Keshe Foundation free. The freebies all gone, but if you need it, you get it free.
And also, Mr. Keshe, I think it's true that once we have the flight technology and other plasma technologies fully implemented, there'll be economies of scale that we can't even comprehend right now in terms of, well, for example, you mentioned roads, and that is a big part of taxes go to pay for roads. But if we have the flight system and we don't need roads anymore, then perhaps we'll just have pathways for people to walk, and it'll be a lot less wear and tear on that infrastructure, and we'll have less taxes.
What are you going to do with the energy you absorb for the food? You're going to burn it, huh? You still got to do it. We still go walking the street, we still jog, and we do everything else.
Yep, we still like to take a ride on the donkey once in a while, instead of having all the other options. So I guess
Any
we'll
other
still
question?
roads. We have a hand up here with Nicola. And
Hello.
if they could go ahead.
Hey, this is Nicola. Hey again from yesterday. I'm from Serbia. I'm very much interested in transmutation. To me, that's the ultimate step. Like all those spaceships, it's very obsolete. So how would one focus on training oneself to do it by yourself, to be able to transmutate without additional training wheels? I'm sure there's ways to use training wheels to get there, but how would you aim towards being able to do it just by yourself with your soul? And are we able to, if we were to use the current transmutation unit, would that help us along the way? Or is a transmutation unit needs to be different in order to provide the training service?
This is not the first time done. Many people can do it. Man has a lot of abilities which he has denied it to himself by time, but it still is in our DNA. You can extend your soul and you can transmute. But sometimes you need a hand, and sometimes you need to be trained. And our process is giving a hand and training. And those who can do it themselves, they can. A lot of people claim they do, they have done, and a lot of people actually do it. I see a few knowledge seekers now, there's become fashionable claiming it, but I see some knowledge seekers who actually do it, and they can achieve it in a very different way. But it's not something that you need a system for it. And one of the ways to do it is the mobile system, which we can reach to teach in a very fast way. So it's not exclusivity, but in a way, there are plenty of cars outside on the street. You have to learn how to drive before you can get in. That's all it is.
If I may ask a follow-up question, would you have any specific advice for training to drive that vehicle of transmutation for yourself?
I taught it, I remember, with Fabio sitting in front of me in Valletta. And he was laughing, and I was laughing. And he was going, they don't understand. They don't understand. He was shaking his hand in the air. They don't understand. And he understood what I was talking about. So if you go back to the past teachings, it's in there. How they taught it. But you are too greedy for other things you didn't see. It's in the teaching. If you go to all the teachings in Trani and Valletta, you see it in there. Because I remember Fabio understood it in one of the teachings. Because don't forget, Fabio translated the books into Italian. So he knew all the writings and he knew what is where. And he was our cameraman and the sound man in Valletta and in Trani. So he was in all the teachings when I was teaching, but because he didn't have to learn, he wasn't there as a student, he was there as a listener, but he could think because he read the books. He found out and he says, they don't understand. He was saying, I thought, they will never understand till you give it to them in a cup. He can do it, it's in teaching.
Would you be kind enough to point to which specific teachings?
I don't remember what I had for breakfast. But it's in the teaching. 2-3 times it's been taught, not just once. It was taught clearly. One of the teaching was with Dr. Olia Costello. In one of the main teachings. And it's in one of the medical teachings with Olia Costello, when we spoke about the emotion.
Okay, I'm not sure if we want to stop there, perhaps. Stefania dropped out, so we don't have a endpoint on this particular excerpt.
She has problems with the computer, she just wrote me.
Ah, okay, thanks, Jack.
Would it be a possibility, what Mark says, 150? Or are we far away from that?
No.
Because I think these 8 minutes could be very important.
So 150. Okay, once again, this is an excerpt from the 445th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. New technology that allows the transportation and transmutation of the soul and physicality.
No borders. We can't track people anymore. No banking system because we'll meet most of our needs. No restriction on governments to be abusive against their citizens.
Rick,
you don't
30
like to live in this map condition.
Sorry, go ahead.
back it up a few, maybe 15 seconds so we could hear the opening question by you.
Okay.
I think, well, mine was at 30 seconds or 25 seconds, but it may be a little bit different on your copy.
Yeah, this is from the education copy. So let me see, 149 maybe.
150 and 20 seconds, perhaps, or however you want to set it, just so we could hear the original question.
Okay, that's about as close as I can get with my course tuning here. Okay, let's start there.
Any other question?
Question from you in the live stream. How will the goal of one nation, one planet come into play with this new technology that allows the transportation and transmutation of the soul and physicality?
No borders. We can't track people anymore. No banking system because we'll meet most of our needs. No restriction on governments to be abusive against their citizens. You don't like to live in this map condition, you move to another within seconds. No persecution, because in putting you in prison to persecute you, you can move your body from the cell. There's a lot of things with it. One planet, one nation, one race. You choose the place and space you want to live, where and what time and where to be. There is no need for visas and all the things we create. We are better, you come into us. Why the nations have created this visa business and passport business and restriction? Because we're stolen from you for long enough. Now we want to keep it. You can't have it. That's all it is. And the rest has to follow, because if you want to go with the thieves, they asked us to make you something, we give you a passport. Look at the whole visa situation and passport situation in reality in the back. There is no abuse. You'll be in Rome, Paris, in Tehran, or in Africa, or whatever, because they can't abuse you, because you can move on. Would there be refugees? And all these things. All these things will become in the history book of them. Very soon. Very, very soon. The biggest problem will be the officials who think they can lose control. With this gas enhancement units, which we put in the market now, you buy it, we try to make it them what they call car conversion of it, put it in the back of your car. Nobody can tell you how much you can drive. You don't have to have a fear if you have the money to drive the car. If you're paying €50 a week for the fuel, which most of the people do to go to work or shop or whatever, that's $2,500 you don't pay anymore. That's half of it taxes to the government, which you don't pay, which you have to cover. But the other half does not go to Saudi Arabia. We see the richest monarch, the most abusing nation of their own nationals. As I said to the people we were in this morning, you signed a contract for hundreds of billions to get the supply, and now you don't need. What are you going to do with that 400 billion? It will come to our governments, these things very soon, that we need to be governed by one work. And sooner or later, we set the scene, we imply and apply the scene, that it goes to the Universal Council. You will see in a matter of handful of years, Universal Council will be one of the leading positions even within the United Nations. In a structure, one nation, one planet, one race, is I'm a citizen of the planet Earth. That's all it is. Then which part of it you come from? I come from the green part called Europe. I come from the desert part called Africa, the north part of the. I come from the forest side is called Brazil. We don't call ourselves, I'm a Brazilian, Chinese or whatever. They don't know you. They just see a feature of the soul of the man created on planet Earth. As I explained to you, one of the knowledge is when you travel the depths of the universe, the soul of those who come from Earth is very distinct. They know this soul, it comes from Earth. It's like you Chinese going into Paris and trying to speak French or English. You're still Chinese because we see that feature. Soul of the man in space has a feature which is the feature of the strength of the souls from this planet. The good thing with Keshe Foundation is that we are not theoretical. We're delivering, and knowledge, science, technology, politics all comes together. Are there any questions? Another question.
Let it play, Rick?
Be proud you're born in this time and place, that you can see this transition. My great-grandmother used to say, I've seen how your great-grandfather used to go with camels from Afghanistan to Palestine and come back once a year. I've seen how we went to the cars and the bus and the planes and whatever it is. In my little eye, I've seen big changes. And with your little eyes and your soul, from now on, you see bigger changes in a very short time than our parents or forefathers seen in centuries. Because you're doing it for yourself, and there's not somebody else to do it. That you don't need to learn how to become a pilot or have a car to drive or go to the airport to take a flight. All that now, you're responsible, you're captain of your soul. And you decide, I put my soul into abuse. Any other question?
We had a question from Ann. Is that where you'd like to end, Mark?
Yes, I think that was it. You mentioned the one planet, one nation, one race quite a number of times, and what it actually means for this planet. And in a few years, we'll see them as quite a big part of the United Nations, the Universal Council, that is.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Jaco. Thank you, my dear Stefania. This is the beauty and totality we are in. There is no border. There is no such condition that people have to suffer for everything. So this is what we say. And when people get this abundance, I mean, humanity get this abundance, they will. I'm sure they will. I have seen families like when they get what they needed, they are really truthful and good people. But they were also poor. But what they needed, and then they understand the balance. And this is also very, very important, you know. And in the beauty and totality, in the one planet, one race, one, in the oneness of the beauty of the Creator. This is very important. And this is what we all want to be, a family sharing each other. Well, in here, I will say, in this oneness, we can understand how we need each other, you know, from crossing the borders easily. We can go to them, those who are in need, very quick, you know. And I know it is possible. And as we are doing in the soulful way also, awakening. Even if I am not a person people want to listen in my area, I will say, but sometimes they do listen. Like, oh, there's something she was telling something for nowadays people know, because as the, well, you can see the energy crisis, you can see the social crisis, economic crisis, everything is cracking down. Well, it has to be, because this is all fake. The truth is to be come out, and then people are just awakening, you know. Yesterday, a day before yesterday, somebody was listening to me, and I told him that if you go to the website, you will get the knowledge you want to be in, and or otherwise you can have a choice for your children, for your kids, to be in abundance, and what they need, they will be there in a way. So that is why this knowledge is beautiful in beauty and totality. And anybody wants to add something? I mean, all beautiful souls, you're welcome. Anybody, any beautiful soul wants to add to it? Please do. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the one planet, one race, one nation for justice and world peace.
This is Mosfek. There is in all these review of the last knowledge seekers workshop, there is something, you know, of course this relates to how the Universal Council is operating. What I would like to point out here is that, you know, Mr. Keshe had this description of that submarine story. If we are within a submarine, and if the physicality is thrown on into a high pressure water environment, it dies. But the soul, on the other hand, if the soul is allowed to be released in the same environment, it quickly adapts, and quickly adaptation, it doesn't take any time, because time is completely under the control of the soul. It adjusts to the situation in no time. This is, again, the zero-time communication that we are so familiar with. Now, we see the planet as it exists now, with things, you know, kind of going in a strange way in the physical side of things. But the operation of the Universal Council, on the other hand, is at the soul level. So the metamorphosis of the, not so much individual, but the collective soul of humanity has already started. The reason it's not so obvious at the physical level is that most of us have difficult time to operate at that high field strength to observe the changes. Some here are quite adept at it, and they may not talk a lot, but it's there. So just like the soul transforming in a matter of moment, this human society is transforming as we speak at that field strength. For us, those who are more physical, more attached to food and, you know, donkeys and airplanes, for us, then the change may take, the change is taking place, but the change may become observable in a slower time rate. So the transformation, or that is in a way dictated by the terms of the universal community or the council, is there for all of us to see. And a similar analogy you can see in the gas unit. You have the gas unit, which you can get this gas and you can cook your food and you can run your car or heat or whatever. But those gas bubbles are the spaceship to evacuate the planet, or shall we say transform the planet. So it's the soul level is being connected to the physical level to collapse the change. And the change is very rapid at that field strength, but physicality is catching up. Let's call it that. It may take a little bit of time, but it won't take that long, because you can't go too fast, because the physicality won't be able to take the shock, that death, as they say. But with enough support from the higher level field strength, the physicality can be maintained as it has been on this planet for thousands of years we are so familiar with. So, they will be doing some little bit of agriculture there, and, a little bit of electricity there, gas there, but, in the end, it's all going to be, things will be fed from the energy field. And, many people right now can recover in the foundation. People who are knowledge seekers, they can recover from illnesses on their own. Some can do it to others. Some can do it with food. And some can even help feed others. Things like that. So, it's all there. So as we raise our field strength, we don't have to ask you, when is it happening? Where is the truth? It's with us all the time. All we need is the field strength of the universal community, or in another way, joining of the universal community. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you for your beautiful and kind words for all souls, those who are in existence. It is always peaceful. Thank you so much, my dear. And I will say that yes, of course, this is we know that this is understandable, and if we certainly know and somebody asks and we have given, and well, we are ignored and side out by many, but this time, and as we say, the energy is like that innocence is a different thing, but ignorance is not tolerated. So here is to understand the beauty and totality, the universe is open. The universal community has opened. We have opened our hearts. So be in this way, the way of the hearts. So, and of course, the courage is the virtue of the heart too. Many things have to let go. Many things we don't need have to let go, becomes obsolete. And we just hold it, not just holding on this. We have to let go of this. So then only the oneness comes. And then only we become unselfish kind of people. So thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone, anybody, any beautiful souls want to say anything? You are welcome so much. So this is the beauty of it, that even we are not speaking, we are speaking. So Eric, can we go to the next slide, if possible? If there is, okay. This is the call to all the knowledge seekers, my dear ones, to all the knowledge seekers for the spraying of the soul, the guns, on Sunday at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. CEST time. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life, 1 and 2, to make the plasmatic spraying, and then it sprays always. And we can see the path clearly more in the beauty and totality, in the purest of the waters. And here I want to say that in the moment of silence, in the moment of all that is love, we always experience this. The spreading of the guns, and with the spreading of the guns, we now are in the spread of the souls. We are connecting the soul to soul, soul to soul, always in the levels of understanding. So as humanity is awakening, so do the each individual, from all over the world, whereas even in the cosmos, the cosmic civilization, glowing, coming, we can see somehow that we have to cross the waters, and then it came. So here is the beauty, and I will say, please join the moment of silence also. The spreading of soul is done by the team Brazil, beautiful team, lovely team, and they organize this a moment of silence for enhancement of all on Wednesday at 6 p.m. CEST time. Please join. Thank you, Brazil. Obrigado, Brazil. So I will say that anybody wants to say about this praying or an experience about anybody can make the cups, as we know. So simple, that is, to understand the truth, so simple, like the lumberjack. The simple is he just understood the axe, how he recognized that. So this is what I say, that if somebody wants to say, share anything, a little bit, have an experience, can share, please do. Anybody can share. So this is the platform, my dear ones, the one nation, one planet, one race for justice and world peace. Please do, welcome.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mehran. Welcome, my dear.
Yes, did you hear me?
No, we cannot clearly hear you. I cannot. Can you come to close?
Yeah, it's my okay. Yes,
Now also you are not clear, Mehran.
Yeah, it's better now?
Yes, it's better. Beautiful.
Yes.
Please. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I couldn't talk, now I can talk better. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rich. It's Mehran, UCS Farsi. Very proud. And I heard a little bit of Moshwer. It was really beautiful, Espana. And because I couldn't hear all where I was. But so the next time, the last time, as I said, if you have no other gas, you can spray ZNO and CO2, because CO2 is a communicator also. And if you cannot, you can spray your soul. You can do the soul gathering with humanity. Why? Because we need peace. Why? Because if there is no peace, all the technology cannot be available for the countries in the mass level. So if we want to use the products and more and much more, which Mr. Keshe can lead us to, we really have to have peace in the world so that all countries use it in equality and justice. And that's the reason Mr. Keshe has offered freely his knowledge. Instead of being paid like Microsoft or others, he says, that's free, take it. And the condition is peace, sign the peace. I don't use it for aggression. We don't want aggression. We are in danger with aggression. Our children won't see the sky anymore with wars. So Mr. Keshe, at the same time that gives us this benefit of having peace, he offers us all these things after the peace. And the thing I wanted to say, because I started to talk yesterday about being humble. I know it's not easy in our culture, in this culture of materialistic word. The word humbleness means being weak, being nothing, low, etc. But Mr. Keshe taught us in plasma science, the bigger gives to smaller. If we pretend we are big, so pretension, mirage, we are big, self-satisfied, I have everything, I can do anything, I don't need, we cannot receive. It can be science, it can be understanding, it can be love, it can be sincerity. We can receive when we are small, when we are the smaller, or the smallest. So the bigger gives to us, that's the secret. And here, everything is in the opposite. We are smaller, we are given more. And the thing is, as much was said, sometimes things are in a latent state. We have ignited the changes, started the changes, but we are in a waiting process. We are developing, we are bettering ourselves, we are trying to be humble, to receive more. We are trying to experience unconditional love. We are trying to experience service. When we give service, we can think now that it's free. We know that's the condition of getting higher. Getting higher will be given higher. And so we are learning at the same time all that and developing it more and more. And everything is just wonderful. The teaching was just wonderful. I was amazed, the A to Z. I don't know if you have felt it. I even like to go back and listen to, because the first time I get so much from each, which it's difficult to go back second time. And so Mr. Keshe said everything. And he's still there. We're still advancing. And I wish you all, and myself also, humbleness, service, and in fact, the wish of the new year for me was, I think I said it it should be sincerity. I wish us sincerity and humbleness. So this, we know all this in teaching of Mr. Keshe. And we thank you very much. We thank everybody who is helping for whatever the reason they have. Even they might like the science, they might like the whatever, but everybody who helps, that is beautiful. Anybody from everywhere, any intention, that helps. So I think we are a group which advance, and more exciting. We have to run to catch up, not to be a tomato. And I love you all. And we are not far from peace. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Mehras. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. Indeed, peace is the most important way to follow the path. Thank you so much. Welcome anybody else. Yeah. Anybody else?
Salamia had a hand up here. Perhaps she has something to say.
Yes, thank you very much, Rick. Thank you very much, all my friends. I would like to share with you that daily I am writing poetry only for peace. And by writing, I have a lot of feelings. And this emotion, I send daily to many groups, because I'm member on 150 groups of poets, and I also kindly ask them to write on this issue. And some people were very enthusiastic about, because we have a common goal, all the people, to reach peace on this earth. And our technology is to, of course, to bring peace on this earth. This is the aim of Keshe technology and of Keshe Foundation. I would like also to share with you what I found out, because I was interested in the link between nanotechnology and the seed of flower, the flower of life, the seed of life, the flower of life, the fruit of life, the tree of life. All are related with carbon-6 and isotopes. The seed of life has 6 circles, and one in the middle, and is also like star formation. This from the middle is energy of the universe. This energy which gives us peace of the soul, peace of the mind, and peace in our organism. The fruit of life and the flower of life are derivated from this seed of life, and all are related with a cube, which is a box of the God, is a box of the universe, the box which creates the matter. And in a difficult time, this cube, small cube, which represents the infinity of the creation of the universe, and the big cube, which represents the infinity big infinity and the small infinity, which are linked, they exchange between them and they create the big Tor of the universe. Each human being is at the same time a seed of life, is a fruit of life, a flower of life, and the tree of life. Tree in many philosophy and many culture represents the link between the reality and the plasmatic reality, between the earth and between the sky in poetry, between the unicos and between ourselves as a small universe, the big and the micro and the micro, the macro and macro and micro. I don't know if I say correctly in English anyway, but you understand. And we human beings, we are an eternal evolving tree of life, because it's not only a fractal, we are not only a fractal unchanged, we are evolving. We are in change, like the whole universe is changing, is in movement. We are energy in movement. And this energy in movement, in equilibrium, represent just peace, is all what we need. Equilibrium between the micro and micro, between man and woman, between masculine and feminine, and all this principle, between giving and receiving. If all the people will follow this principle of giving for receiving, I mean this double, this Tor with double sense. If you give, you receive the same fields. You give from the energy from your fields, and you receive the same energy from your fields, because it's the same. It's like a boomerang. It's returning to yourself. That's why we need to send only emotion, positive emotion, emotion of love, emotion of kindness, emotion of peace, unity, understanding, and we'll receive the same. This is a secret, this is a solution to send good intention in order to materialize, to manifest good, to think good, to be good, and do good. And my name is Peace. For this reason, I'm concerned with peace, maybe too much. For this reason, I found you, my dear friends, but because we have all these common targets, this common mission on this earth, to bring peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salomia. Thank you so much. As your name is Peace. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And anyone else has something to say, to share, any beauty to share?
Yes, I just want to add on to what Myrna says, as she keeps reminding us about humbleness. But we heard this in the bumper that we played, I believe, in the beginning, where Mr. Keshe says, try to be humble, not to become arrogant in the knowledge and power you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path as the church and the mosque.
Yes, my dear Mark, you are so right. I mean, this is true, you know. I was like kind of that person, you know, always in conflict, always fighting, and there was an ego, big ego. Then there is a why you are there, kind of that. Why didn't you accept what I said? Like that, you know. That was a, even if I'm saying the truth, there is a way to convey. Then I learned this in our Keshe Foundation knowledge seeker workshops, in the knowledge that, and of course, my beautiful teacher Moshfik, that if you are in peace, if you are peacefully doing this, calm down for some time, and then you convey your message. It will be very different. The essence, the condition will be different. And then I followed that. I understood that. And then the conflicts from, I avoided, I ignored, and I just stopped talking to those people, those who are, you know, I know these are energies that can abuse my condition. And I just avoided, and sometimes I became, they are nobody to me, kind of that. But then I understood that whenever I interact with, I have to listen to, I have to be a listener to in the peaceful, so that I can understand every space that person has given to me to go through, like that, you know. And I have been this process, I understood that there are spaces, when somebody talks, a body language, you receive, you understand the space between the words that the person has given it to you, and you can emerge in that spaces. So I will say, this peaceful spaces, if we observe, we can understand. And of course, to be humble is the most beautiful and important part of this energy. This, well, in India we say humbleness, you know. So here we are, but yes, of course, when we come to the proportion of when we come to the proportion of that, to justify things from yawns, and then the essence work automatically, you know, like that. And sometimes, and depleting these energies, sometimes it becomes kind of, you know, the lighter we don't understand, and we cross these parameters of what is going on with me. But then we cross that point, and we become like, as our beautiful teacher Alex says, vanishing point. When we see me, who I am, the Shweta you told me, I am not that. I am what is I am. So this is very, very beautiful teaching, and anybody can understand that. So thank you, my dear Mark. I have learned this humbleness in here within you. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to say anything? Is there anybody want to share?
Mark mentioned that Dimitri had a hand up. I'm not sure if he just accidentally had a hand up, but if you want to say something, you can there, Dimitri.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Beautiful listening to all of you, sharing your emotion, your love. It's very, very nice. My hand up earlier on was in regards to something that Mehran said, but it really doesn't. It's all right now. It's okay. But as I'm talking, I'd like to thank all of you so much, really, from my totality of souls. It's been an interesting year for me. and everything that's happened is needed to happen to help me. And now, at this point where I'm beginning to find my true self, having been able to listen to you all is very helpful. You're feeding my soul, and I'm very grateful for that. And I know in what we would call time, it will help me reposition myself, so I won't be carrying the baggage that I carry now. So I thank you all, and I love you all for everything that you are doing for this beautiful planet. I truly do love you. Thank you.
Love you too, Dimitri. Love you. Thank you for your kind and beautiful, lovely words and caring, loving words. Thank you, Dimitri. And I received your love. We received your love. Thank you. And thank you, Dimitri. Anybody else want to share anything? Now here's the, yes, thank you, my dear Rick. Here's the Mojan, as we are all Mojan. Here also, I will say that the gods and goddesses are us. You and me are the God, the creator, with the creator. And in the image of the creator, we are creating. So thus this way we understand how the I am works, the presence of the emotion works, and how you can understand the fields of emotion. You can understand how to be in that, you know. In the universal unified field, there is the ethics, you know, ethics. But there is no no and no yes, no truth to no lies. Here, sometimes as we are divided as by the dividers, and we accepted that. We divided ourselves, and even everything boils back to us, you know, us who have accepted this division, us who have encouraged the fighting, us who have didn't understood and being blind from yawns. But even we are blind with the essence in our heart and soul, the essence of love. We have experienced this when somebody has the hands of love, has the saying of love. We just lean, we just leap to that, you know, and just we forget that we are born here by a mother, or appeared here because of a mother, and we forget that mother. That is the way we behave. But then as soul is like a, you know, if we say Mojan, a true Mojan, the soul is like a Sufi. He just whirls and whirls and whirls and gives love and blessings to all, whoever it is, whoever is in the line. But then how the observer takes it, well, we can say antimatter or Kali, how she observes things and said, okay, here's the essence, take it, you are taking it or not. I am the observer, I have all you have done. So there is the essence, there is the fruits, there is the, well, misconduct's essence, or way, the ripples of misconduct. So another way, I will say I have also dreams, intuitions. We all have that, you know, of past lives coming again and again to understand what is going on, what I am is, what is the purpose of coming back again and again. So this is the way we can understand that from eons we are coming here, but many of us didn't understand. But this is the time many of us will understand why we are here, the purpose. And with the chaos, I will say, the enlightenment, the way of the hearts will go on. This is the way but there is no such thing as the peace comes after a war. It never was that. It was told to us, we accepted that there will be a conflict, a battle or something, then the peace comes. No, the peace is always there. We have to follow. We have to be in that peace. So here's the way the Mojan works. Every Mojan interdependent with each other, sharing love, care as shareholders, and still the beauty and fruitfulness of independence that is here. So in this manner, we are independent. When sharing, when caring with each other, we are independent. As we know, as a housewife, I will say the true, when I feel the independency, how? When I complete my work, I have shared, I have cooked food properly for all the children. I have taken care of the house. I have taken care of this in a way, in a physical way. And then I cannot feel independent otherwise, without sharing, without caring, without kindness, without love, I cannot be independent. Even the feedback comes to me, oh mommy, this is a good food, this is so delicious. I feel the love inside me, that my son has said that, my daughter has said. So it is always there, and you can feel the independency, independent. Well, we say independent nation, but this is the way we are independent. There's no need of any flag. There's the way you are, like that. The whole world is a home. The whole world is a family. So we are interdependent and independent too. How it is, we can understand. So anybody wants to share anything in the Mojan, please do. Welcome, my dear one.
Eswata, can I say something?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, because thank you. Because in the 445th last week workshop, Mr. Keshe, there was a knowledge seeker who asked if we can transmute without the machine, and Mr. Keshe said that he shared already a knowledge about this in the old teaching of Barletta, and this was around 2 hours. I think 2 hours and a half. I think it's finished around 2 hours and 44.
Yeah. We listened to that already.
Oh, you listened to that one, huh?
Yeah. But there was one from 244 that you mentioned as Mojan. Perhaps we could listen to that part.
Yeah. The two, I mean, if you listen to that, then the 253 is, actually, maybe let's continue from where you stop. Because the 253, I know I start to talk about the way we can travel by using the gas, the gas, CO2 gas. When you speak that it is not just for the gas, the system for the gas is not just for making gas, but it's also for space travel. So we can listen to that, and that one is 253, or we can continue to 244, but don't remember now if it's in 240. So did you hear when the knowledge seeker asked about, so you said you shared already when Mr. Keshe said that it was in the old teaching. So I think that one was up to 244, no?
Pretty close to there, yeah. It was about probably 10 minutes from 229 from where we started.
Yeah, so
we can start at 244 and go for about 10 minutes or so, and
because the 253, I'm sure it's also interested. I'm not remember what's happened from 244. I don't remember.
Okay,
from
well,
244.
Well, let's just see.
Let's see. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Rick.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask Shweta a question first, please?
Okay.
Say this. It's something that she said in her last conversation. She was mentioning coming back and coming back and coming back, which if she can be specific on that, is she implying reincarnation? Because I'm quite sure Mr. Keshe said that reincarnation doesn't happen. We, you know, we have the memories of our ancestors in our RNA, the Akashic records, but we don't reincarnate. She had to just left me confused with what she said. Maybe she could clarify that, please.
Yes, I will. Well, incarnation is the word we use here in physicality. There are so much words, confusing words, you know. But the soul is old, my dear. The soul is old and comes with the essence and comes to be in a position. You know, when there is an epic, there is an epic story about Sri Rama in India, and they used to worship. People here in India worship him as a true man of his words. And actually, they said that he is the avatar. He is the transformation of a god, Vishnu. And when he was coming, as he was there in the heaven, as it said, when he was coming to earth to take to appear or to take a birth, because as gods don't take birth, as in our religion, gods don't take birth, they just appear from somewhere. But here in this physicality, they has to take birth, and because of the taking birth from the womb of a mother, the gods being in a collective form said that, oh Lord Vishnu, you have to take birth. This is so uneasiness, you know. A god doesn't take birth, but still, as a soul, he came to take birth and sold the seed of a mother, the womb of a mother, to appear in this world. So incarnation is a word you can, and is manipulated many times, especially in India, the gurus have manipulated mostly. These words have came from the teachers. I will say fake teachers, I will say that. But then we come, always come. We have that intuition, we have the dreams, we have that, well, you can say past life experience. That doesn't mean you need reincarnate, you use word, but the soul comes. The soul comes with the love. They have the gravity of the love that pulls the souls in, always. And here we come with the physicality, you know. We take the position in physicality, and we didn't understood then again. And then we go to the process of this life with disease, illness and all that, and then we die. But then here, what is in the plasma fields, we understand that there's a natural decay, but not death. There's always a creation. So if there is a creation in the fields of the plasma, then the soul comes every time to create something, you know. So if I am a soul, you are a soul, Dimitri, then it is always, they always come. Otherwise, like our beautiful teacher, our universal teacher, Shriman M. Keshe, my massage, says, as a beautiful teacher, a universal teacher, he came, he has a mother, he has a grandmother, and he has children, you know, but he's a universal soul. So the incarnations, and these are words, you know, we cannot stick to these words. We have to understand the motion. We have to understand the motion of the giving, of the coming to give. Like as we say, we are here to serve. Why we are here always? We wake up and we are here. Why? Because we have to serve. After eons, we understood that. And we are all souls. We are souls always. So this is my point of view, my dear Dimitri. Is that okay for you?
Thank you for sharing. It's cleaned it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to the video now. Again, an excerpt from the 445th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Stefania mentions in the chat that the Mojan originally we didn't have any machine. We didn't use any machine, but we were trained. Just looking for other questions. There was an Filippo in the YouTube was asking, can you expand on plasma vacuum?
Plasma vacuum. Plasma vacuum is full
There's
of.
nowhere in the universe where there are no fields.
Oh,
But the methods to extract certain strength fields from that soup is there's a specific way. It's like literally looking at the plasma of the universe as an egg. It contains the yolk and the white. You can extract the yellow from it, but you cannot destroy the shell. You can extract the white from it and leave the yellow and the shell. In a way, we always have that cocoon of fields. To create a plasma or vacuum, you have to decide which strength you want it not to be there, and understand, as I say, do with the vacuum job on it, how to bend the fields from getting to there. It's a very simple knowledge, and it's something you can do very easily. So let's say from 1 to 10, you don't want a 3 there to be. You cannot take the 3 out, but you can divert the 3 from certain positions. In the world of plasma, you cannot destroy. You accommodate. And this is what the job is. You create minimum amount of a given field to reach in a specific area which you need. In the vacuum machine of today, we don't reach taking all the atoms out. We decide we go -2, -3, -4, how much we allow to stay in and which strength to stay in. When we create vacuum in vacuum machines of today, we decide how many particles is still allowed there because we cannot reach them. Total vacuum doesn't exist, especially in the world of plasma. It's a possibility if you understand the knowledge of creation. Absolutely possible. It's like when you build a dam, you put a diversion to get the water away till you build the dam, and then you put it back in again. It's the same game. You have to create a dam, you divert the field you need, and then at the same time, you still have to let it go. You can't block all the water. You still have a seeping water going through as other water in the back of the dam you want to build comes in. It's the same process. It's just having the knowledge how to do it. One of the biggest problems we have in the world of science, again, comes from some of our past scientists' lack of knowledge, that you cannot bend the magnetic fields in some cases. Or they say, you know, you don't see it, only the stars can bend the magnetic fields or whatever. I can bend the magnetic field with a two-penny coin. You can target magnetic fields by bringing them to position. So you have to let the dogma of the past go away and look at the new science, and then you see it very easily you can do it. You can divert it, and that what is diverted, you create a vacuum. I said to one of our knowledge seekers very recently in our research, all you knowledge seeker work on the entry and exit of the fields, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And by God, so many of you are so far wrong. We have one knowledge seeker in China who's just trying to hit at it to find out. He's there, but he cannot see it. But Xiaojin in China he works in a beautiful way with the fields, and I'm trying to explain to him. I love the way the guy works. And he starts seeing where all of you have made mistakes in even your MyGraph systems in setting it up. Xiaojin is the first person who has actually moved into that bracket of understanding. And I love the way he works, the way he understands the technology. All the things you've done is upside down, but you're happy, and I don't interfere because from all the accidental mistakes of the universe, man is created, so man is not even an accident. So that's what these mistakes mean. But working through the principle of the science, plasma, Xiaojin is the only one who has started understanding where everything has gone wrong. Any other
Okay, there was a question earlier from Cristiano in the Q&A. Says, good morning, Mr. Keshe. Good morning to all present. I remember you speaking in a teaching that you created a specific condition that allows you to carry many souls. Can we say that these souls are present all the time with you? And when you wish to communicate with them, they manifest instantly in their physicality? Or can we say, trust another pilot to take control of the spaceship physicality? Could you talk about the relationship? Oh, that's a separate question, I guess. Can you talk about the relationship of the extra cavity that you possess and its relationship to soul feeding?
I think what we talk about, collection of the souls, is not you don't imprison, you cannot capture souls. It's the cause you have a contact with, where you're connected to. You start there. And this collection of souls, I think today's teaching in the gas section, I explained. When we say we give a captain, captain has a direction and a soul and a decision. When I put a soul of many within the gaseous condition of one envelope, I don't need the emotion of the captain to be. The package arrives and delivers the packages which are there for it, if you understand what it means. What it exactly means is, with giving freedom or trusting the soul of many to a captain to deliver, the emotion and existence of that captain can interact. When we come to the gas level, if you understand it, if I can embed all these souls in here, I transmute one. This is the reason we brought the gas production. In a way, we look what's inside the gas as a plasma, not what it does for you burning. Well, in the future, it will become much clearer, as you understand. It's like, you go to party shops and you buy a big balloon with a lot of balloons inside it. This is the gas units we're trying to let you understand will be. It's the envelope we are looking for. We are looking for How much does it matter? Because that gas balloon in the dimension of the energy, this can be faster transmutation than trying to get too many, each one going to a place. It's in a way, plasma technology, what you call in a gas plasma as a gas, is the key to transmutation of the souls of the future. And then I explain. Because very simply is you have a CO2, let's say gas, you call it, or you got the hydrogen, or you got the helium, or whatever. In a hydrogen, I can transport the soul of the man from Earth. Because if it's from the plasma of the gas of CO2, I can do the Martian. I cannot do the Martian in here, it doesn't fit, it doesn't survive. The purpose of the showing the creation of different gansoplasms, this is what I told you in the last week teaching, that when you get the CO2 in a gas bubble now, it's just to put the fire out, or you get a, what do you call it, bubble to your drink. The CO2 plasma gas unit carries the emotion. If it can carry that it gives life, then you understand it's the new envelope you need for me to build the brick to put you in it. And I think I have to become better. The bricks of the universe transformation comes through. Oh, the God is begging for money, if you can hear it in the back. The church bell is doing it. Then it's 12 o'clock. The priest needs to be fed. He needs people to go in and pay and tell them a lot of lies about the soul, which they don't know. Anyway, so this the gas unit is not primarily, I always got you interested in what you were interested, but in the very near future, if you saw in a gas production unit, the brick, can you access the video of where the bubble comes out? If you see the gases come out of it as a bubble in the system. If I can separate this bubble and embed in it or transfer in it, so many souls, where do they go? I need to transmute that. It's my envelope. I don't need pilot. I don't need to find someone. But each bubble is, it carries, guarantees the survival of certain structure of souls. We call it a CO2. What about in the universe where there is no carbon and it's not made, they're made of Na or something. So I need to be able to create an envelope from them that they can travel in it. Now you understand the real purpose of the new gas production. We are in the space technology, transmutation. So everything we do has to end up in that purpose of application. And always hide it inside something else. And now you understand why you got the gas units. It's not for you to burn or put your fires out. It's to see how the next envelope is strong enough to carry the, what I call the soul of the man in a very specific way. I can expand that bubble to cover a planet. So I can take the whole soul of whatever is created. We use this technology sometime at far back time, where a planet was in danger. We could see one planet to explode, and we could see one planet to collide with life, habited life in it. And this technology was, this understanding was developed that we take all the souls, but the physicality within it. And it works. I know exactly how it works. And I know where this race lives now. So it's not unknown, it's a well-known knowledge. It's been tested.
I'm not sure how much further we'd like to continue here.
Yes, it's gonna go a little bit forward on showing the test with Klaus, but you can do it on your own time. That is the beginning. Is, as I said, the last week was enormous. I think we did 5 hours, 4 hours to 5 hours. So
yeah, 5 hours, 20 minutes even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of knowledge, and I know we're over time, so I'm happy to finish here and go forward. But I just wanted to share because this is very, very important knowledge to understand. Thank you.
Thank you for pointing out those particular points in the video which we covered. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to share anything about the Reactor group? Because he was there, no, on Wednesday, briefly, because I know we are over time. So
no, I don't have anything I can remember about that right now. Okay. My memory is not too good right now.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Anyway, when he was talking about the flying system, he was referring to Canada, one-way ticket. I think he was referring to you. When we were listening in the past, the other recording, he will say that you can come to Linz from Canada and make a one-way ticket and come back with the flying system. I was thinking about you when you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know we're over time, so I'm done. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you, my dear Rick. Here, in this slide, bring the needs and wishes from our community, your community, to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Is there any sharing more to share? There is always more. So please welcome, I welcome all of you.
Don't see any particular hands up or questions. So I think we can carry on.
Yes, yes. If there is no question for now, and we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Yes, the key. We are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you, my dear ones. This is the wish. This is the intention. We came always, and we didn't understand. Now we understand. Thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, Suswagatam to the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, my dear ones, to the universal energy, love, energy of love. Welcome, my dear ones. Welcome again. It's always welcome, open-heartedly welcome. So I say, I am UC Hindi language, Shweta Anwar, and Hindi language, representing Hindi language. So, salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, and thank you everybody from the Universal Council for presenting today's show. And we look forward to another workshop next week. That'll be the 236th on the 23rd of August. And in the meantime, the next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I hold every week. And people are welcome to attend that if you're a newcomer or an old timer to the technology. Then everyone can get something out of it, and we try to share our knowledge freely and cover a variety of topics in that workshop. me see. Otherwise, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up as per usual on Thursday. That'll be, well, first of all, the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is tomorrow. That's Wednesday, August 17th, and it starts at 7 a.m. Central European Time. Then the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, as per usual, starting at 9 a.m. on Thursday, August 18th. All right, I think we'll go out with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship unit, as per usual. Got to keep Sweta happy and dancing.
And the dance. We have to do the dance. Thank you. Thank you, my.
It's our tradition here at the end of the show. So thank you, everyone, for attending today's 235th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace on August 16th, 2022. And we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop. Bye for now.